Okay, here we are. The substance. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. So The Substance is about Elizabeth Sparkle, an actress who is aging out of Hollywood until she finds out she can take a substance that will create a better version of herself. But the kicker is that the better version of herself can only exist 7 days at a time, and things start to take a dark turn when her better self starts to abuse the rules, leading into one of the most batshit insane, crazy third acts I've seen all year, and wow, is it a doozy. All right, we're going to jump right into the deep end here. We're going to talk full spoilers. We're going to talk about that ending because that's what I want to talk about. I'm sure that's why you're here. So let's just jump into it. So I think there's this misconception with horror fans and that we all should like every subgenre under the umbrella of horror. And I don't necessarily think that that's true. There are some horror fans that love nothing but slashers and, torture porn type stuff, but they don't really like ghost and demon type movies. There are those that like demons and ghost movies, but they don't like slashers. I think there are some subgenres we like and some that we don't. For me personally, the subgenre that resonates with me the least are cheesy B movie, over the top effects, over the top gore, silly acting. Those type of movies don't really do it for me. And it could be movies from the 60s and 70s. It could be movies that are made today that are trying to evoke that B movie stuff. Most of the time, those movies don't really do it for me. I can appreciate them from afar, and I'm glad that they have an audience. But for me, they just don't. That's not really my subgenre that I enjoy. And I think it's important laying the groundwork here for talking about The Substance because I do feel like this is 2/3 of a great movie, but then the last 10 to 15 minutes, the movie kind of, transitions into a cheesy B movie type of thing, and it just didn't quite do it for me, and it just really lost me. The moment the monstrosity is introduced, I was like, okay, I guess we're going down this road. She puts Demi Moore's, picture on her face, she hobbles over to the New Year's Eve ball, gets on stage, people are shouting monster, and chaos ensues, and she's spraying blood on everyone. I was like, this is ridiculous, and not for me. Although I do appreciate them swinging for the fences here, because at the end of the day, I've never seen anything quite like this, and I won't for the rest of the year, so at the end of the day, I do appreciate them, going hard in the paint here, but yeah, it just didn't quite do it for me. And it's not necessarily bad by any means. I do think that there are some things I do like about the last 10 to 15 minutes. For one, that design, those effects for the monstrosity was incredible. Oh my god, that was amazing. That's so good. It's probably making David Cronenberg wet his pants right now in excitement. That was a cool creature design. My god. And I also think some of the themes being explored throughout the movie really kind of hit hard in the end, and I appreciated that too. The moment she pops out a breast, it's it's her. It's the movie being this is what you want, right? Here's my breast. All you want is tits and ass. So here it is. Some of the themes are still relevant in that last 10 to 15 minutes, but at the end of the day, overall, it just didn't quite land with me. And I know I'm probably going to be in the minority here about this ending. I think most horror fans are going to love this. And if you love it, that's awesome. That's amazing. Don't let anyone tell you that your opinions are invalid for liking the last 10 minutes of this movie, including myself, because that would be, really fucking stupid, because at the end of the day, who am I to say what you should like or not like? But just for me personally, it lost me. But the first 2/3 of this movie is excellent. It is so damn good. The story is interesting. The performances are amazing. Some of the effects are incredible. It is so damn good. And how about Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, man? Holy crap. Two amazing performances here. Demi Moore, great to see you again. I'm a kid of the 90s. I grew up with Demi Moore. Great to see her on the big screen again, and she freaking kills it. I want more of Demi Moore. Please bring her back. We need her in more movies. And Margaret Qualley is also incredible here. I've been a fan of hers since The Leftovers. That's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And yeah, she kills it in this movie. Dennis Quaid comes out of nowhere and gives one of the best performances I think I've ever seen him in. I didn't even know this guy had it in him. Yeah, across the board, acting was 2 thumbs up. And yeah, I think this movie has a lot of interesting things to say. What does it mean for an aging actress in this system? What does it mean to be young in this system? To be exploited with your sexuality, and I don't know. There's just a lot of things going on here, and from a female perspective, that I found to be pretty refreshing and very interesting. And it's silly as this movie gets in the end, I do think this is a very tragic and depressing movie. Like, on its surface, you know, it can get a little silly and comical. There were people laughing in my theater, but underneath the surface, like, I do think that this is a very, very sad fucking movie. Like, I felt bad for Demi Moore throughout this entire movie. I was like, man, this poor character, this poor woman. And then the moment that her better self beats the living shit out of her, smashing her head through a window like 15 times, and then kicking her to death, I felt sick to my stomach. I felt very disturbed, which I know is the point, but I was just like, I had a physical reaction to her getting beat to death, because I felt so fucking bad for her. Like, I was just like, dude, this is so sad. This is so fucked up. And one of the things I'm kind of like wrestling with this movie, like, my mind is just like spinning in circles here, is that the movie has something to say about how women are exploited and their sexuality is exploited, and this movie really like beats you over the head with it. I've seen more ass shots in this movie than that could last me a lifetime. This movie is very sexualized, and it's making a point, you know, and I understand what they're trying to do, and I think it's a very powerful point. However, at the same time, the movie is also sexualized, so it's like the movie is saying like, hey, women are being sexualized and it's really fucked up, but at the same time you are sexualizing the women. So it kind of reminds me of the quandary with Tropic Thunder, right? Tropic Thunder put Robert Downey Jr. in blackface, and it's like, hey, the movie's point is making fun of actors or people who do blackface. That's the whole point. That's the whole idea. But at the same time, you still put Robert Downey Jr. in blackface. Now I want to be clear here. I'm not trying to cancel Ben Stiller. I'm not trying to cancel Robert Downey Jr. or the movie. I think Tropic Thunder is fucking hilarious. It's a phenomenal movie. All I'm saying is that it's condemning something, but also doing it at the same time. And I'm just in this gray area where I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about it. It's not good. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just like, you know, spinning. I'm just like, I don't know if it's good or bad. But overall here, like, I'm not someone who's like, oh, the ending sucked, therefore the movie sucked. I try to look at things as a whole, and I strongly recommend people go see this movie. I think it's wonderful. I think it's excellent. Yes, the last 10-15 minutes didn't quite do it for me, but at the end of the day, as a whole, I think this is, you know, a phenomenal movie. This is so damn good. It's so refreshing. You're not going to see anything quite like it this year. Yeah, amazing acting, incredible creature designs and effects and gore, some powerful and heavy themes that I think really work. I think just as a package, this movie cannot be missed. You should definitely run to go see this in theaters. It'd be interesting to see how like a general audience is going to react to this. I think us horror fans are probably going to love it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what a general audience thinks of this movie. I wonder what the cinema score is going to be. But yeah, as I close here, can't recommend this movie enough. Please go see it. It's wonderful. It's amazing. Go support this movie. So yeah, did you see The Substance? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the movie. Did you like the ending? Did you not like the ending? Am I fucking crazy? Am I the worst critic in the world? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts. Until next time, I will see you on the next one.